I want to start off with a story in the book called Silent Bow. And I found this very interesting because I was able to relate it to us actually delivering these book reviews.
Yeah.
And the story goes, the lady Erin, she was delivering a presentation to a bunch of Chinese business partners, and she had a Chinese colleague there with her. And she asked her colleague to prepare so that he could present too. They were both supposed to present together. And she was presenting, and she was waiting for him to like join in with her. And he was just sat there silent, nodding away. And she was thinking like, why is this guy not coming in? Is he not prepared? And it turned out later on that he was, when she then said, I forget his name, Bo, like, do you have anything to add? He then said, yes, I do. And then he started reeling off and going in detail. And basically what the point is, in Chinese culture, he was waiting for her to have a pause, waiting for her to like give him the space to talk. He didn't want to interrupt her. And I think that's culturally quite different because, for example, on this book review, I think it's a good thing, by the way, but we interrupt each other all the time.
Yeah.
And in Chinese culture, according to this book, they don't do that. Yeah. They were waiting, he was waiting for her to give him the opening. So I don't know what your perception of that is within your life. I don't know if you noticed that among your friends. Do you interrupt each other? Is that...
Yeah, I think it's more of a natural thing to do. But it was really funny when that story about the silent boat, in terms of just her expecting like, why isn't he, like, what's going on, and realising it's just culture. And I think the good thing about, so you said the book is a book about communication, but I feel like it's a history book as well. Especially when she breaks down how people from certain cultures, the way they communicate in that way is because of things that happened before and that predated how their communication styles. And also a reminder of how we communicate as British people, something I've never thought about. It's just like, I guess, our standard of living, the politeness, but then kind of how direct we are with certain things and how indirect we are with certain things. So yeah, I guess in my life, not necessarily, because more or less everyone comes from similar backgrounds, and everyone, even if everyone is of different ethnicities, majority of people are still nationally British, if that makes sense. Yeah. So if it's friends of a different background, everyone more or less our age or our generation, they would have been born here. So we have the same patterns of speaking to each other. So I think interruption is one of those things. But I guess it depends on the space that we're in. So like, I'm less likely to interrupt Marion in this space rather than like if we're talking with friends. Because I guess like our brain kind of sees this as a different setting.
I think though, like, I thought that story was funny because I'm just like, it's just a funny story to tell, but also at the same time I think it's a weird like cultural moment versus like a character moment. Because if I was in that meeting room and I was speaking continuously and I thought someone wasn't speaking, perhaps because they weren't unprepared, I'd assume that they were prepared. If you've come to this meeting, I'm going to assume that you're prepared. So I'd probably ask you like, is there anything you want to add mid-sentence, just so that I don't feel like I'm taking up all this space. So I think what I found interesting about this book is differentiating what is character and what is culture, and also how each individual is also a bit different. So then I think Erin Mayer like talks about it a lot, about how you need to be making sure that you're doing things that can blanket all communities as well as all individuals within that community. So I think that story was funny, but it's telling about other things as well in the book.